Welcome, 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 everybody. Let me go ahead and get my sandbox open here. How we doing? How we doing? Say hi in the chat. Okay. It's gonna have to be some context that we talk about here. I think people, I know we've been doing this for like over a year, and some people are still confused on the process. Some people are still confused about the process. And I will say, like, if you trust this process that we've been doing, let me cover the process first, right? We release weekly. We release what's available. What is the benefit of that? You guys get to play with it. You get to use it. You get to interact with it. You get to give us feedback, right? See how it's, and you just get to see what's coming, right? See what's coming, how it's going to fit into the bigger picture, right? And that is the way that we've chosen to do software development, which I think we've proven is very, very, very successful, and that users really, really, really like it. But your job as a user is to not forget that that is the process. So that when we do something like what we're doing today, we don't hear like, oh, this is disappointing because we're 1 week into AI implementation. We're 1 week in. We're 1 week in, okay? You get to see what has happened in this week. That's fantastic. That's awesome. Like, we can have fun with it. We can use what's there. But we can't also at the same time be like, why doesn't it do everything? Or why doesn't it have everything? What, like, see what I'm saying? Like, and this is why, by the way, other developers might hide in the shadows for 3 months and not give you anything. They might not give you anything until it's got everything, because people can't seem to get on the same page. Like, we got to do better. We got to do better, because I think most of you appreciate and love the process of weekly releases and seeing what's, like, give me what's available, right? I think most of you love that. I love that. We can't also be critical of something missing in that process, right? Because it's a process. We can't ask for the impossible. We can't ask for the impossible. Tokenized queries are a game changer. I mean, I agree. I agree. So we're going to be looking at some stuff that's available this week. All right. The progress of it. There's going to be a lot of missing things. There's going to be a lot of missing pieces for sure. Because it's only been a week. It's only been a week, and there's a lot of things to work out. There's a lot of things to figure out. Okay. Are we ready to just dive in? Is that what we're going to do? Is that what we're going to do here? Just dive in? We're going to have to do this off the cuff. I don't really have a plan for what we're going to build or do, or we're just going to look. We're just going to look and see what we see. Okay? Mix for me says addicted to weekly releases. I mean, I think it's amazing. I think it's amazing. I don't like, I mean, I've expressed this before. I don't like products where they're doing something. You know they're doing something, but you don't know what they're doing exactly. And then, by the way, there is the danger of this, is that they hide in the shadows for 3 months, they release something, and then you go, this doesn't work the way I thought it was gonna work. This doesn't look the way I thought it was gonna look. And now it's too late to change a lot of it, because so much architecture is solidified without anybody's feedback. You end up with a product, you're like, okay. That's like, the reason people love Etch so much is because they were involved in every piece that got put into it. Like, there's no secret there, right? There's only really, issues when a development team hides in the shadows for a long time and then says, here's what we came up with nobody's input. And then you're like, womp womp, right? This is the best possible process, but you have to respect the process. You can't forget that it's the process. Okay, let's just dive in and see what happens. I kind of agree. I don't like doing Friday streams because they don't pull any sort of numbers, but it is what it is. The OGs are here. I guess the most important people are here. The everydayers, the any-dayers, the any-timers are here, which is what's good. So let me go ahead and share the screen, and we will be taking a look at Etch 1.2. Let's go ahead and just hop into it. Can you remove the button to activate CSS mini GUI completely? The mini GUI should simply be permanently active. Yeah, I mean, I at some point maybe we can. At some point maybe we can. Okay, I think what I have to do here to start from a clean slate is what? Probably clear. I think we put this in local storage maybe. Let's get these out of here. Let's refresh Canvas. There we go. Now I have no chat log. Okay. So first of all, let me explain. We're going to go to settings. Okay. We're going to go to experimental. By the way, the fact that it's in the experimental panel might be another clue. Okay. That it's not ready yet. It's just a piece of it. It's just a piece of it. But you're going to need to enable this here, and then you're going to need to put in your OpenAI API key. Did we all sit around in the Monday meeting going, you know how much we love OpenAI? We got to go with OpenAI. We just got to go with that because it's just amazing. No, nobody voted for OpenAI. Not a single person voted for OpenAI. We were looking at Claude. We were looking at other solutions. We were looking at Gemini. We were looking at a lot of, we actually started down the path of Gemini. Okay. Now, how did it get to OpenAI? They had the tooling that would allow us to get something out in a week, in a 1 week sprint. And so that's the direction we went. And this first layer of what we're providing, you have to understand that an agent or an AI inside of an agentic builder has multiple layers, right? One layer would just be, can I ask it questions? Can it read the documentation for me and just give me the answers? Like if somebody that knew Etch was sitting next to me and I was just like, hey, how does this work? And it can just tell me. That's like one layer. Can it also maybe just spit back code examples that I can actually use? That would be part of that layer, A second layer would be, can it interact with the interface? Can it do the things that I'm asking it to do? So this release is not just layer one, but it's half of layer one, because as you're gonna see, the responses are kind of dumb. It hasn't been properly trained yet. Now, it will be, as you'll probably see, much smarter next week. There's another limitation of when I ask it to do something, it's not even currently aware of its previous answers. Why is that? Because we've been in this, you have to remember too, a sprint's not a full week. A sprint's like a few days, okay? We have a Monday meeting, something comes out on Thursday, Friday, okay? So again, there's no magic wand here. We're just giving you what's available. That's it. We're just giving you what's available. So you just got to remember that is the process that you're looking at. This is not software like you see everywhere else, where they spend 3 to 6 months polishing something before you ever see it, okay? That's why context is so critically important. But this is the first layer. Will you be able to use any AI system imaginable? Probably. Okay, we didn't sit around going, you know what we'll do? We'll make them all use OpenAI and that's it. That's just the future of Etch right there. Like, we got to think this through. That's not the goal. That's not what we're planning, right? Okay. So understand, it's just what was releasable? What would be releasable? This is what was releasable, okay? Now, let's go ahead and not do AI quite yet. We're gonna start with custom media, because this actually, custom media is my favorite thing. My favorite thing. I've been talking about it for a very long time. I've been talking about tokenized media queries, the need for them for probably 2-3 years now, okay? I think we could pull up probably a ticket that I submitted to Bricks going, hey, y'all got to figure out a way to tokenize these media queries. And that ticket still exists. You could probably go search for that ticket and find it. I gave them the answer, okay? That's why you got to do stuff yourself. So I am most excited about this. And it's not just media queries, it's container queries. Yeah, sure, you could use it for media queries, but as I'm going to show you in a second, I mean, this is for container queries. Come on now. This is game over for container queries, okay? So let's hide this AI for just a second. You can hide it right here if you want, even though it's still on, you know, you can toggle it on and off. That's probably the best way to just get, if you don't want it in your way for a minute, you could just hide it like that. Now keep in mind, you can also move it around. Let's just make sure everybody's on the same page with that. Like I could put it down here if I wanted to. I could put it over here if I wanted to. I could put the structure panel on top of it if I wanted to. You can also bring it up and down in terms of its size, how much real estate it's taking up. Will you be able to pop it out into its own thing? Well, I mean, you can already kind of do that, but I'm talking about in terms of a floating panel that you can move around. Yes, 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 of course, of course. The obvious things will happen, right? If it's an obvious thing, it's gonna happen. Let me hide it for just a minute because we're gonna go talk about tokenized queries. So I'm gonna build a, let's build a team member card. A team. We'll have a team CPT. We'll have in fact, let's just go do that real quick. So because we're all just playing around, this is a playground experimentation. I'm just gonna go in. By the way, which sandbox am I in? Am I in the clone? Am I in Etch? Let's see which one I'm in. I thought one of them was a clean slate. That one didn't look like a clean slate. Let's see if this one's a clean slate. This one's got, okay, this one has no post types, no field groups, but it suspiciously already has the AI turned on and it has the key. Okay, oh, we also have to enable custom media definitions right here. Okay, so if you go and try this, you're gonna be like, well, what? I don't have that. Okay, it's an option and it's an experimental. You gotta turn it on, okay? All right, so we're gonna have that on. I'm gonna hide the AI again. I'm in a different sandbox now and I should probably be able to kill that. Okay, and kill this tab right here. Perfect. Okay. Alrighty then. I gotta re-hide the AI chat. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we are going to build a little. We're gonna do a CPT called team. We're going to probably add a custom field, a simple custom field for like bio or something. Maybe headshot. I don't know. We'll make it a component probably. But then we're gonna need a container query for it because we're gonna make something like a wide version, for example, okay? So I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go custom post types. Again, we're playing around, so I'm using the playground. I wouldn't recommend using custom post types, custom field groups on a production site yet from Etch. You use ACF, Metabox, ACPT, whatever. This is, you know, it's a proof of concept area, right? So for the label, I'm gonna go with team members, okay? And then the slug will be team_members. We'll go ahead and create that post type. I'll go create a custom field group as well. We'll say that this is gonna be for team and this is gonna be for team_members. And now I have custom fields. And I could just come in here and do a bio that's like a text area, right? And I think that's probably all we need for right now. I don't know. I don't even feel like going back to WordPress to putting data in here, but it is what it is. Okay, we'll probably try to do everything with the component for right now. Layer 8 experimental is Etch MCP coming. I'm using terminal code. Okay, what I'll probably end up doing is perfect when it will interact with the canvas builder in the future. Yeah, that'll be right around the corner, guys. It's not even going to be that. It's not even going to be that far off. I'll probably have Jeremy on a stream or something, a Q&A stream. Maybe the Etch live stream that happens at the end of the month. Maybe we'll have Jeremy on and we can go over everybody's AI questions, okay? Because Jeremy is kind of leading our AI strategy in that regard. And so I think it'll be good for you guys to hear from him. That might be valuable too, okay? All right, let's go ahead and put a div in here and let's go with team card and we're gonna go with, how do we wanna do this? Maybe go with an image. We might wanna go with a content wrapper. Inside that content wrapper, we're probably gonna need a heading and we're probably gonna need some text. We're gonna say that this is the name. We're gonna say that this is the bio. We're gonna say that this is the content wrapper. We're gonna say that this is the avatar. We're gonna say that this is the avatar wrapper. And then all we have to do, right click, oh yes, of course, permissions, browser permissions, create BEM classes. Let's make this, that can stay a div, I guess. Let's wrap it in a div and let's right click this and say convert to list. And then we're just gonna say team list right here. Oh, I'm sorry. That's a team item. Team item. This is the team list. Team list. And we will put a team list class on there. So I've got my team item. I've got my team card. I wouldn't make it an, actually, if this links to somewhere, like you're actually gonna have a page for each team member, I think an article card would be appropriate here, making that an article tag. All right, so I've got everything bimmed up. What we're gonna do is let's just duplicate this a couple times. And in our team list, let's say that we wanna display grid and we wanna just do like a nice auto 3, okay? Nice little auto 3 grid. For our team card here, we can display that flex column. We can add a little bit of a card gap or content gap, okay? I don't think I have the card framework on. Let's see, card framework. Cards, oh, not on. Look at that, save. Usually, let's see if this works, because when that's on, we detect it, okay? We detect it in Etch, and you start getting, there it is, your card framework variables as options automatically in here. So now I can choose card gap easily. We'll do the same thing with this little content wrapper right here, where I'm asking for the card gap there as well. So this is supposed to be the name, this is supposed to be the person's bio, and then of course we are going to have a headshot. Now, I'm going to delete the other 2 cards because I want this first card, now that I've kind of built the standard version of it. I'm not really gonna design it all that much, maybe just a little bit, enough for a container query. But I wanna see what it looks like when it's wide, because we're gonna see how awful it looks, right? Let me go to Unsplash real quick and just grab some headshots. So we'll go headshots, and we will choose Uno, and let's go desktop folder headshots, okay? And we're gonna say 1, and sure, we'll do this dude. He looks pretty cheery. And then let's do, all right, let's do, she looks pretty professional. She looks pretty professional, okay? All right, let's throw in these headshots. Well, let's go here first. Let's go squash. And let's go desktop. Let's go headshots. Let's take these 3 in here. Great, export. Let's go back to headshots here. Let's choose. Thank you. Is that all preset correct? I think that's all correct. Did it do it? Did it do it? That's the question. Select files, desktop, headshot. Oh, come on, squash. What are you doing? Export, please. Why did I choose this? Is it overwrite files? I don't care. Like, let's just get it done. Let's just get it done. What is Squash doing? I want my money back. Bro, let's give me a refund. What's going on here? Okay. All right, that's all. I guess that's not gonna work. Let's go to squoosh. If you can't squash them, you squoosh them. You know what I'm saying? Can't squash them, you squoosh them. Let's go here and let's go WebP and fantastic. Jeez Louise, these are gigantic. 1,200. Okay. I feel like this lady's dentist right now. 1, yeah, that's gonna be fine there. Okay, 2 goes in, save again. Is he WebP? Oh, it's not saving the resize for me? Come on now. What is Squoosh doing? 2, okay. Golly, this is such, I don't like spending time on this. 3, okay. Why does the resize go away? Give me a break. Squash, y'all gotta get, all your squooshes and squashes gotta get your act together, okay? This is not efficient. All right, let's go back here. We can now take web, and bring that in, okay? Oh my gosh, finally. All that for a damn headshot. Okay, let's get all these in here just to see what our card is looking like, because I'm guessing, one thing we don't wanna forget, look at that, you gotta make sure you control your aspect ratios, okay? So I'm gonna go to my team card avatar, I'm gonna click on this crop factor, and then I'm gonna click on the object fit. So I'm gonna instantly get, and this is all from my card framework notice. Now it doesn't have to be, you have a bunch of options here, but I do have the card media aspect ratio and the card media object fit in there. So that's gonna pull those naturally from the card framework. All right, so these are, basic little, this needs to be an H3, probably, okay? This is a basic little bio card, nothing fancy, nothing crazy, but we do wanna see what happens when it gets wide. So I'm gonna take team item 2 here and team item 3, and obviously this would not look very good, okay? This would not look very good. Why the upload modal looks odd? Because we took the native WP modal and stuffed it in here, and it's pulling it's affected by the color scheme of the builder, because all native WordPress things are garbage. That won't be there for very long. You know, it serves its purpose. It's for a functional purpose. It's not our modal. It's not our media manager. We'll eventually have our own native media manager, but it's not critical. It's not mission critical, which is why we haven't addressed it yet, because it does its job. You just got to deal with it, you know, not looking all that great. I found an online tool to smush images in bulk. I'll have to find it. That would be great. That's why I use KCM image compressor. Okay. Yeah. Okay, good. All right, I think we're all on the same page. So what we want is we want to make this card wide, like maybe the name bio next to the image. You know what I'm saying? And then maybe we want to give it some padding so it kind of looks completely different when it has enough space to be wide, right? And so what do we want to do here? We might also maybe change the aspect ratio of the card. I don't know. We don't know what we want to do yet. Okay. But we do know that when there's this much space, and probably what we should do is decide, you know, does it look good here? Yeah. Looks good here. I would say maybe here we're starting to get a little out of control. Like this is a little bit, okay. We don't need the card to be that big. When it's, we'll say like 800. Like I feel like 800 is a good little marker right there, okay? It actually doesn't matter what the value is because we're about to tokenize it, okay? But we're just gonna say at 800, we need to start doing different things with this card. So what we're gonna do is we're going to click Style Manager. We're going to, well, I didn't turn it on. Okay, so let's save. Let's go into settings. Let's go to experimental, custom media definition. So if you go to find the tab that I just tried to find and it doesn't exist, you probably need to flip the switch on the feature. So I'm gonna go ahead and save that. All right, and then I don't know if you need to refresh or not refresh. I'm not really sure, but we're gonna come in here and you have a new custom media definitions area. Now, like I said, you could use this for custom media queries if you want, but where the magic, the real magic, because we don't really use media queries all that much, but there are, and the times you do, they do truly kind of in this day and age need to be custom rules. We're not doing the whole global, I'm not gonna get into this whole diatribe again. I wrote fucking 2 articles on it, did 3 live streams on it. If you're not up to speed yet, it's your job to go back and get up to speed, okay? I already did the content, I already did the videos. So we're gonna do, I'm gonna zoom in for you so you guys can see. Oh, great. That zoomed in just a little bit. All right, you got 9 more pixels to see. So at custom media, you do like a variable, a double dash, okay? Like you're creating any other variable, right? If you were doing it in root, it would look like this. And now you name it. And so now what I'm doing is I am doing a team card, and I'm gonna say that this is my team card wide. And then what I do is I put the formula for the query inside of the parentheses, right? And this is usually using range syntax, which is the new syntax for doing this. I mean, you could do it the old school way, but the better way is to do range syntax. So in this case, I might do something like inline size is greater or equal to, and then a value. I will say that right now, because this is experimental, the toRem function does not work in here yet. It will very soon, okay? So just use a normal value for right now. Let's just say 800 pixels. That's what we were going to go with. So we have custom media, we have team card wide. This is what I'm naming the thing. And then we have inline size greater or equal to 800 pixels. That is the value where we want to, affect things with our code, okay? Now I can hop out of the style manager here. And what I would recommend doing is just giving this a quick test. Let's just give it a quick test and see what we've got going on, okay? So first thing I'm gonna do, because we're using container queries, I'm gonna add the hasme selector. That's going to automatically assign the parent of this card as a container query, okay? Or a container that we can use to query. And now what we're gonna do is we're going to add a container query. And instead of this inline size, we would just say team card wide, okay? team card wide. Let's go background of red. Let's see. Okay, we don't have it. So we're gonna go check and see. There we go. It's just an extra bracket. Careful with your brackets, okay? So if you can't already see where this is going, when you are building, I wouldn't even say complex. I would say like, just anything that's beyond simple, anything beyond simple. You're gonna have these container rules in different selectors because there might need to be something that happens to the team card overall. There might need to be something that I do to the content wrapper. There might be something I need to do to the heading. There might be, and so I'm gonna end up with these rules all over the place. I don't know what I just copied. Let's go, let's go back here. Card here and grab this, okay? And let's copy this, copy, okay? Now let's go to content wrapper and say, I need to do something to the content wrapper, okay? Team card wide, team card wide, team card wide. Anybody remember the #1 rule of page building 101? Don't repeat yourself, be dry. The only time you can repeat yourself is when you're repeating yourself with tokens. Imagine the old days, previous to this, I would need to have that inline size greater equal to 800, inline size greater equal to 800, inline size greater equal to 800. We would also have to come over here and go etch dev note equals, okay, wide size is 800 pixel CQ, container query, something like that, right? And now you would have a note on this thing right here where it's reminding you, right? And I don't know what I just put the note on. Here we go. Yeah, so wide size 800 CQ, right? And those etch dev notes can be turned on so that they can be visible in the builder. None of this is necessary anymore. None of this is necessary anymore because it's all tokenized now. And you can have another one, let's say style manager, custom media definitions. So I say at custom media and I say team card narrow, okay? Or I could say team card tiny, whatever you want to do. Inline size is less than 420. So I want to do something super specific when the inline size is less than 420 pixels. So now I have a team card wide, a team card tiny. And when I'm building my card or when I'm coming back to debug my card or work on my card later, I can see clearly what's going on here. And this is also gonna auto-suggest for you. If you're already wondering, is this just gonna auto-suggest what's available? Yeah, it's gonna auto-suggest what's available. And you don't even remember the damn names of them, okay? You could just look them up and say, hey, what are my custom media queries? What are my custom container queries, right? So I have team card tiny here. Let's do background of green, okay? And just see, boom. So there's normal, there's wide, it gets red, and then when it gets tiny, it turns green, okay? And remember, I can spread these rules all out throughout different selectors involved in making this card. So now we'll do it in a little bit of a practical sense, okay? So the team card wide, what do I want to do? Well, I want to display that as a grid, okay? And maybe what I want to do is I want to search for 2.3 and see if we can get the 2.3 situation going. Now look here, I'm now in the content wrapper. I don't want this to be background red, okay? I want this to be display flex column and I want those things to align themselves to the center. And maybe here I want the gap to be much bigger. So I say, let's say space XL, okay, as my gap only when it's team card wide, okay? And so now we're seeing that I still have a nice responsive card because I'm only doing the wide things when it's wide. I'm not affecting the entire card and then having to undo things and all of that. I'm just saying, hey, I'm defining that there is a wide variation of this card, there is a tiny variation of this card, and I can name them whatever I want. And then I'm just gonna do the instructions that need to happen at those places. And it's not gonna create chaos. I don't have to worry about doing things here, then undoing them later. It's fantastic, right? So now what we have, let's go back to team card here. We might wanna say a little bit of padding. How much do we want? How much do we want? We can look, let's just eyeball it. Let's go like that. We might wanna go with a BG on here. Let's go with base, ultra light. Actually, I don't like, let's go with neutrals. So I'll search for neutral and we'll do neutral. I'll just keep everything super, super neutral right here. Okay, even though it's not that flashy. You know, it's a little ugly, but it's okay. We're not here to win a design contest. I do want a concentric radius on this card. You know what I can do now in ACSS? I don't know if I have the latest version here. Oh, I do. I do. Card framework. I'm not using the card framework on here, but I just want to show you something. Okay, I'm not using auto targeting, but you can now go to borders. Thanks to Nick for pointing out that this might be something that people want. Concentric radius is now standard or reverse. Okay, so if you're going to target this with the card framework, you can choose whether your concentric radius works inside to out or outside to in, which is very, very valuable, okay? Okay, and I think that there is a concentric radius recipe inverse as well. Concentric radius reverse. Look at that. So now we have the reverse concentric radius effect. I would have to go in and tailor that to this card because I didn't build the whole card with the card framework. Okay. Yeah, thanks, Nick. Appreciate it. Okay. So, I mean, look at what we are now able to do, okay? And when I come back later, and I try to, again, manage this card, update this card, I mean, this is so easy to work with. Team card wide, team card tiny, team card whatever. And what you will end up with, I'll just kind of fast forward this for you. You would do something like this. Team cards. You would come in and say service cards. You would come in and say, what else would we have? We would have like a portfolio card. Portfolio cards, okay, boom. And all of your little custom rules are just bam, bam, bam in here, right? Instead of team card, what would this be? Service card. This would be what? Portfolio card. And of course, these would be different, right? So, you know, you could have any number. You could have 3, 4, 5 of these rules doing different things. I'm just trying to accelerate this so you get the point and you see the bigger picture of like the modern era of web development and responsive development is that we are using a flexible canvas. We're not using preview points. We're using a flexible canvas to make sure that each component or block or pattern that we build is perfectly responsive through the entire range of responsiveness. And we do that with custom rules. We don't do that with, and you can't do that with preset breakpoints. It's just not possible. Just not possible. This is the new era of responsive development. And now the fact that we can name these things, which keep in mind, guys, this is not possible in vanilla CSS. Okay, this is an idea taken from the CSS working group that they've literally been arguing about, I think, for years now. And it's not even close to implementation. But the way that we implemented it means that if they move forwards with this implementation, we can simply remove our parser and this will just turn into vanilla and everything will just work and we just won't be the middleman anymore, right? So we're doing things in line with the spec, in line with what the working group is talking about. We're just giving it to you way before they give it to you, okay? And it's very, very nice and it's very, very flexible. I do not like the magic area though in this panel away from the CSS. Okay, let's be very clear about this. This is not a magic area. A magic area requires you to navigate away from your work, okay? This is my work. If I had to navigate to a completely different area of somewhere, a modal that comes up over your work is not a magic area. That's number one. Number two, the spec for custom media explicitly says you cannot define custom media at the selector level. You cannot use nesting to define custom media. This is the rule of custom media queries from the CSS working group. It must be a top level global rule. So there is, now we have a way around this for components, okay? But for everything else, it needs to be a global rule and it needs to be done in the style manager. But again, the style manager, let's be very clear, is not a magic area. It is an overlay. It is not taking you anywhere. I have not gone anywhere. The work that I'm doing is sitting right behind this panel, okay? And I can get back to it right there, right? This is not the way that I've talked about magic areas in the past. So we have to be very careful about how we describe these things. Okay, let's see, CC. How can I create bento cards? Well, that's a different question for a different time. I've also done bento cards probably a gazillion times in past videos. So I would recommend going back through the library. Would custom media import export with its pattern or component? Okay, Sebastian, absolutely fantastic question. One of the first questions I had in my mind. So what's gonna happen is when you copy this, right? We're gonna see it's got a custom media query in it or container query, whatever, right? We're gonna go to our, because we control this area, right? Our custom media definitions, and we're gonna scrape them. And then we're gonna make sure that they are in the import so that when somebody pastes that component or pattern in their install, these get imported. And it will much look like this most likely. So it'll import them and it'll say something like this. It'll have a little flag on it that says imported. So you know which ones you created and which ones came with something that you maybe copied and pasted into your project, okay? So fantastic there. By the way, any questions, we'll answer them. Make sure they have hashtag Q. What is the difference between the style sheet and custom media tab? Why not put the custom media container queries in a new custom style sheet? It's exactly what I just described. In order for all of the parsing engines to work, you're asking, why didn't we put it in a vanilla CSS style sheet? It's because vanilla CSS doesn't support them and it will not know what to do with them and things will not work well, right? So we have a custom area where this works because this is custom functionality. And it also allows us to very easily scrape, identify, locate, inject, so on and so forth. How is it less of a magic area than going one more line to the left of tabs between screens? How is it than going one more line to the left of tabs between screens? One more line. I don't know what that means. Okay, let's see. Appreciate it, Tricky. Appreciate it. Looking for other questions. Okay, custom media import. Okay, we did that one. We're about to move on to AI because I don't think I see any other questions related to custom media. All right. I think we're good there. Okay, let me just do a quick search before we move on. Yeah. Okay, great. We answered all the questions on that. So let's go ahead and do AI now. Hey, Amanda, I'm glad you're excited about it because I'm excited about it too. You have a list of tabs left of the different section of areas within Etch. Okay, yes, I know, but I still don't know what point you're trying to make. Are you saying the custom media definition should be its own tab here? I would say no, because it's part of the style manager, okay? We don't want to end up with 70 tabs. I mean, then you would argue that now you need the custom post types there. Now you need the custom fields there. Now you need you see where this goes? You see where this goes, right? There's manager areas that hold a host of similar type functionalities. What if I do 3 sizes? Can you show me? What if I do 3 sizes? I'm not sure. It works exactly the same. If you're talking about the custom media, it works exactly the same. Will it be possible to show in the canvas what container query is active now? It'll make the checking debugging much easier. Maybe I don't know. It's not mission critical. I've never. I mean, because you can. It's already auto measuring for you, right? I guess a name up here would be good, right? A name up here might be good. If it's team card, if it has a little parentheses, maybe. Yeah. I'll think about that. Could it be a panel like the structure panel? Why? The thing is, you don't need it that much. So the thought that we're putting into this is like content manager. You know, how often are you managing content versus building things, right? Because now it's like, what should we put the content hub? Let's put a piece of the content hub in a draggable panel in the sidebar. You know, that doesn't really make sense to the workflow. That's not these panels are related mostly to building. Okay, And it's the stuff that you use constantly. I use this constantly. I use this constantly. I use this constantly. I use this constantly. How often do I need to make custom media queries? Every now and then. That's an every now and then situation. So if we stuff every now and then, every now and then situation into panels, we run into panel hell. We've got to have a balance. We've got to manage this properly. We can't have icons everywhere, and we can't have 1,000 panels, okay? This is why there's hubs. This is why there's hubs for things that happen more rarely, less often, right? There you go to a hub, which is still not a magic area because it's just an overlay. You can get to it instantly. The downside of a magic area is it requires navigation. Okay, now I'm there. And then I got to navigate all the way back, right? That's a magic area. This is not, there's no downside to this. See, I go up, there, no downside, up, back, no downside. I didn't leave. I never went anywhere. Didn't go anywhere. I just used the real estate for a different purpose for a split second. Okay? All right. Yes, Vince, this is totally possible, 100,000%. It works exactly the way you would expect it to. You just have to, there's nothing, we're not doing anything special with the actual range syntax. You have to use range syntax properly, and then you're good to go. Yeah, I think this is a good point, right? I think people forget that we have debates about this every single Monday. You know, it's not like we're not thinking about these things. Okay. Yes, exactly. The worst possible thing is that you end up with a 747 cockpit of icons and panels and tabs and modals and this and accordions and this and that. That's where you get. That's why all the other ones suck, guys. That's why all the other ones suck. That's what we got to understand. We're trying to protect against that. All right, let's do some AI stuff. So for AI, I'm gonna pretend for a minute. I don't know a lot about what I'm doing in Etch. I'm a beginner. I'm an Etch beginner, guys. I'm an Etch beginner. And what I know I need to do though, I created a custom post type and I need to loop this card right here, okay? I need to loop this card. So what I'm gonna do is I don't know how to loop yet. I'm not a looper in Etch. Don't know what to do, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I am going to get our AI chat panel back, and I am going to prefer that my AI chat lives on the left-hand side. So I'm gonna put it over here, and I am going to start conversing with it. So I'm gonna say I created a CPT called CPT with the slug of services. Now, keep in mind that right now, because of the limitations, it's 1 week sprint, right? We need to one-shot this, okay? It's not context aware or conversation aware. It's not aware of its previous answers. So we wanna be as descriptive as possible. You can't treat it like a conversation yet. Probably next week it'll be a conversation, but this week it's not a conversation. So we need to treat it like a one-shot. I need to kind of give it as much context as possible. I created a CPT with the slug of services. Maybe I should zoom in for you guys down here, okay? I created a CPT with the slug of services. I don't know how to loop my service cards yet. Can you help me with the loop configuration and the loop code? Or can you tell me the best way to create this loop? Let's just see how this goes, okay? By the way, I'm doing this in real, I don't know what the return is gonna be. I do know that the return is quite dumb because it's not properly trained yet because we've only been doing it for a week. So we're just gonna see what happens. Let's go ahead and hit send and let's see what it does. I'll get a little sip of water while we do this. See what it comes back with. Not a looper. I need a shirt with that. We are gonna have apparel very soon. Okay, use a WP query loop in the loop manager that targets your CPT slug services, then wrap each service card in the loop. Loop the list item, not the card element. Example, query args and etch loop plus card markup. Okay, so it's telling me I need this as the, let me get a little more real estate for myself here, okay? It's telling me I need this query, so I'm gonna copy that to my clipboard. And it looks like it's provided an example of the loop code here. Okay, I'm noticing a little issue with it uses an argument, but it didn't define an argument in here. This is what I mean by that it's dumb right now, okay? But it does give you a generalized overview. Okay, it's also telling me how to use the dynamic data keys, and it's giving me an example where the dynamic data keys are being used inside of the code. Now, if I didn't have a card built already, I could literally just grab this card and put it in. It's also, I need to tell it to use BIM. It's also using an old FlexDiv Etch element that doesn't exist. Man, this thing, it needs some training. It needs some training. But it did give me my loop configuration. So I'm gonna go to the loop manager like it said, and I'm gonna add a new loop called services. And I'm gonna paste in the code that it gave me, okay? So we'll go there, post type services, and I think we need to get rid of these comments, okay? Post type is, oh, wait, I told it services, didn't I? We're not doing services. I think I need team members. Should have clarified that properly. And I also need to see the slug. Is it team member? I don't know what the slug is. Team members. Did it make it dashed? Dash team member. Let's go to posts and just see if I can go team member. Okay, we're gonna have to look at what our key was. I don't remember our key. Let's go team members. New. Did I never make it? I didn't make it. I guess I didn't make it. Team members. Okay. Slug team members. All right. Well, it does help to make the loop or make the CPT that you're trying to loop. Okay, team, and we're gonna say team members. Okay, hold on. What's going on with this? What you doing? What you doing, Willis? There it is. Okay. Is the slug different from the key? I feel like it shouldn't be. I don't know. I feel like I've seen this issue before, by the way. Okay. So what I did is I just configured a loop for team. We have team members. So what I was doing is waiting to see the data because I was like, I don't see any data. Oh, the other problem might be, I don't know that we put any team members in. We didn't even add any team members. So here's our team members. Oh, that's right. Okay, I'm dumb. Sorry. I never use this area because I use ACF. So this is actually adding team members. I had the custom post type here. This would be like Becky, you know? You need Becky here. So let's create team members for Becky, Jane. Do we have a Joe? One of them was a guy, right? Let's go Joe. Okay, let's create some team members. There we go. Okay. Here, yes, this was the slug. You click on custom post types, you're gonna get the slug here. Sorry, I'm still an ACF guy, all right? Because this is all a experimental area. Okay, so we're gonna go now. We're gonna go to our loop manager. Here's our team. We see our team. Okay, let's look down here. Who do we have? We have an ID, team members. Hold on. Let's look at our output here. Let's save. We may need to refresh because all that stuff went into the database. Team members. Here's Joe. You see Joe? So we got Joe in there. Now we got real data. So once you see real data, I got Jane down there. Once you see real data, you know you're doing the right thing, okay? So I have team members. Let's try this again. Sorry, I said services, but I meant team members. Can you give me the loop config for looping team members? And I'm gonna give it the key right there so that it has it. Let's see what it's able to spit back. And I'll just copy and paste what it puts in and we'll see if it works. All right, give it a sec. AI preferences as skills in Etch would be great for helping the AI understand your preferences for, yeah, we're already on it, dude. Trust me, we're already on it. Okay, I need the WP query loop config for looping team members. Let's see if it does it based on that. But the interface you're currently using for CPTs versus using ACF. Yeah, I know. I'm trying not to treat it as a conversation. There it is. Okay, so I'm gonna take this. And so this is the original. If I had asked it the right question initially, this is the answer it would have given me. And so I need to take this over to my loop manager and just see what happens if I paste this in, right? So we'll just paste this. And I think I broke a bracket there. Let's try that again. Bang. and it looks like I'm getting the exact same thing. So it has not broken the return. Now what I can choose to do here, for those of you who know, is I can define a count with a fallback of all of them, okay? And so now when I use my loop, I'm able to, and this is what it showed in one of the examples, but it didn't actually spit this back as the query parameter. So now I can be right back here, and I can go to my LI, right? And I can wrap in a loop, and I can say that this is now going to be my team loop. And it's gonna default to all 3 because there's only 3, but I could do count of 1 and only get 1. And notice what our container query is doing when this happens. Remember, when there's 3, it's gonna give me that stacked style card, the normal style card. But when that card stretches all the way across, it's gonna give me the wide version of the card. I'm not changing the media size. I'm not changing the canvas. It's just the container query responding to the available space, which is the benefit of container queries. Look, if I have 2, it's gonna stack them, right? And when I say stack them, I mean it's a stacked card style, like image over the name and the bio, right? But the minute I have 1, those things go side to side, okay? I didn't say it was a beautiful card. I just said we were gonna do a card. Okay, so this is nice and flexible, right? And if I don't say a count, what's it gonna default to? It's gonna default to all of them, -1, okay? But look, it gave me the query arguments I needed. I didn't have to write these or know these or anything else. Okay, now I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna say, how would I change the order of this to ascending? Like maybe I don't know the key, okay? I don't know that it's ASC, right? I'm a newbie, okay? How would I change the order of this to ascending? Let's see what it does. Let's see what it does with this. Okay, there it goes. It changed it. Can change the order value from desk to ask, right? And so I can copy that and I can say, great, I'll be able to go do that now. Bang, put that in, okay? Now I can go back and it's gonna change the order to ascending. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do, watch this. I'm gonna give it my whole article. This is what's great about having access to the code. So I can just put all my code in there and say, how do I grab dynamic data for this card? I have a custom field called bio that I need to inject the bio for. And the name of my person is the post title. All right, I don't know. Let's just see. Just see what it says. Remember, I don't know how to do dynamic data in Etch. I'm a beginner. I don't know what I'm doing here yet. I don't want to sit there and study the documentation. Can it possibly help me out? Can it possibly just give me some correct answers? Okay, so it's telling me, right? Assuming this markup is inside the post info context, replace the static text with Etch dynamic data keys. If your custom field is bio, you would this.meta.bio. If it's an ACF field, use this. So it's not currently aware of the context, so it's giving me template context instead of item context, loop context, right? But this.meta.bio is correct if I change it to item, okay? So now we don't have any bios yet, so that's actually not gonna be a good one to use, but I could do item.title, all right? So what I'm gonna do, instead of just changing this myself, because I don't really know, I am going to take my prompt, right? I'm gonna take my prompt, and I'm gonna tell it the context that I'm in, just because it's not context aware yet, okay? Let's go copy this. So boom, come down, boom, and say, okay, how do I grab it? I have a custom bio. I'm working in a loop, not a template, okay? Send. Let's see here. Yeah, when this is fully trained, it's actually going to be able to create components with, like, it should be able to create components with props and even interact with conditional logic. So look what it's saying now. Use dynamic placeholders, replace the static name with bio, with item, okay? If bio is a plain WP meta field, item.title, item.meta bio. So I'm gonna grab item.title, Okay, I'm gonna come over and I'm gonna inject that into the name. Okay, so I can come in and I can paste there and we get Becky, Jane, and Joe. So it's giving me the answers. It's kind of teaching me how to, by the way, we're gonna have different modes. You're gonna have like an ask mode. If you're, most AIs, you should be familiar with this by now. There's an ask mode, there's a plan mode. There's probably going to be the do it for me mode, right? Which is it'll just take off and do the things that you're asking it to do. Okay, now let me stop here, pause here. Okay, I've done a few things. I'm gonna direct your attention down here now because the first actual step of AI implementation in Etch was, guys, AI is gonna do some things eventually that we might not like. And so we might need to back up a little bit. We might need to undo some things, okay? And so for a long time, we did not prioritize undo redo, but in our quest to make Etch Agentic, it's the fancy new word that everybody's saying, we were like, that's kind of dangerous, without an undo redo system. So we have architected a custom undo redo system, and I'm just gonna be clicking the buttons, and you're gonna watch that it actually goes back through, did you see it go back through the loop changes that I made? Let me go forward again. Look at this. See that ASC to DSC? It's going in, and this is how you know this is not a magic area, right? It is able to interact with the different areas of Etch and what we did. It's gonna undo, redo style changes, structure changes, loop changes, okay? It's aware of all, I'm just keep going back and 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 all through the messed up CPTs that we did, and now finally I'm back at the original, okay? I've exhausted the history since the last save. All of those things were done prior to the last save. So, oh, Nick likes this. Nick likes this. This is very powerful. This is very, very, very powerful, right? Okay. I think that's what Nick was reacting to. I don't know. I don't know. But guys, yeah, exactly. I mean, see, this is why you stick. This is why you stick with the Etch. So people, they begged us for a long. They're like, come on, undo, redo, right? It's super important. We're like, we know it's not critical. It kind of became critical when AI started to get involved because you see, obviously it's going to get way smarter, right? It's going to get way smarter. But sometimes it's going to do something dumb and you're going to need to undo it, especially if it's changed your DOM structure, or radically changed your styling, or it did like 3 different things wrong in a row. That needs to be undone. That needs to be undone. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. Look, we've got your back. Okay. I don't know. We've got your back. We've got your back. We know what you need. We know what you want. We know what you need. Okay, and we have debates about all this stuff. Every single. And Reinhard, to credit Reinhard and to credit Andrea, they worked this is actually the second iteration of this undo redo system. We went an initial route. It proved that it wasn't going to work out. It actually got released, and we found some issues with it, and then it got re-architected. Okay. And so this is why it's so important to do weekly releases. There are some things in that original architecture that maybe we wouldn't have seen or found except for the fact that we released it. And because we released it, we quickly identified, oh, we should actually take this in a bit different direction here, okay? So important, so important. Is it going to get smarter like using the keyboard Control Z? I don't know how much smarter it could possibly get than what you just saw. Command Z can't do that. So I don't know. What does Command Z do that? The thing is too, Command Z works in here. Watch. See? Delete, get it back. Delete, get it back. We already have Command Z. This is a much more powerful undo redo with history states. So what's actually happening behind the scenes is it's logging history states. And we're actually going to have an interface. There's going to be a UI that gives you access to all those history states. You could actually just go to a snapshot. Just go, I'll just go back to there, please, right? So yeah, it already is. A lot of you are asking questions. It already is. You just don't see it. There's no UI for it, but there will be a UI. I mean, we can have a discussion about all these things. The UI, or I'm sorry, the undo redo is precisely 2 weeks old. Okay, so keep in mind that all of this is a process, right? All of this is a process. We're literally looking at things. I think we lose context. Like other developers would, they would work on something for 6 months and then come to a live stream and go through all the things, right? I do a live stream. This release came out 3 hours ago, 4 hours ago, and it's been worked on for a week. So you're seeing stuff hot off the press. This is an exclusive benefit that Etch users get over everything else, that you get things immediately when they become available, in even partial states, just to see how they work currently and then what could be done better. Revisions also coming. I don't know. Some of these questions confuse me. What is the difference between revisions and history states? Maybe we should start there. So we just showed that there are history states. This is just it's a different word for the same thing. As far as I know, maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. Okay. Oh, yeah. So this is a great point, right? The AI in Etch, right? Because everybody was like, this is such an advanced tool. Beginners won't be able to use it. Actually, it's not true. Like we have beginners flocking to Etch through Page Building 101. Left and right, they're coming in and they're building stuff and they're feeling more empowered than ever, which is what you get. That's the effect of using a real tool to do a real job with real education. You actually get real empowerment, right? Talked about this before. Beginners are already flocking to Etch through Page Building 101 because they feel so educated and empowered to be able to do the work that they want to do. But now with AI in here, where you can literally not just ask it how to do something in Etch, you're going to be able to say, all right, let's do this. Let's clear out what I did. We don't need any of that, okay? How would I build a service card for my landscaping services? I heard that it's important to use BIM, but I'm not sure how exactly to do that. Okay, I want the card to have an image, a featured image, and I want it to have the name of the service and a description and a link to the service page. Okay, something like that. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't know how to build anything. I don't know how to build anything in here. Can you help me out? I just heard somebody keep saying BIM over and over again. I got nightmares about it. I don't know how to do it. I don't know what it is, but I know it's important. Somebody said it's important. What do I do? Okay. And so we will send this off. I consider myself a beginner and I loved and learned so much. Yeah, I mean, this is what I hear every single, how could you not like feeling educated and empowered? It's like I tell the softball girls all the time. I'm like, you don't feel confident because your last coach didn't teach you the things I'm trying to teach you. Now, then they get 3-4 games in and they see this stuff working and they're having more fun than they've ever had because they feel like they understand what's going on now, okay? It's fantastic, right? So it's gonna give me this answer. Below is a concise, Etch-friendly pattern for BIM-style service card component, featured image, service name, description, Let's see what it's done here. Okay, it's used a slot for the image because it's dumb. Don't worry, we're gonna train it. Okay, I'm gonna reprompt it. Okay, I'm gonna reprompt it. So I'm gonna say I don't want any dynamic data yet, and I don't want any slots or component stuff. Just give me static HTML. That will work. Okay, let's go ahead and send. All right. A revision is a saved version of something. You can come back to it tomorrow, next week. Okay. Yeah. So that will definitely be coming for sure. Okay. All right. Did it give me a new card? Article class service card. It's got an image in there with path to image. Okay. It's trying to do some ARIA labeled by stuff, but I don't care. Maybe this is a good enough working point. Let's take it and let's watch what we're able to do. I can just come in here and I could say, all right, thank you. And now it's gonna give me the card. And one thing that we are gonna need to train it to do is to not use a dummy image element, but to use an etch image element, right? Because we want that dynamic, it is WordPress after all, right? And so we wanna be able to pull in this is not a service, you get the point. But look what it's done though. Let's just take a look-see here, okay? Let's duplicate this service card and let's make this a grid. So services list. Let's make it a grid real quick. Bang, 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 okay? Look what it's done. Not only did it give me the, actual structure, it's got the selectors on here. Look, this is all labeled. How did the structure panel get labeled, guys? How did the structure panel get labeled? Well, it got labeled because when you use BIM classes, the structure panel uses the BIM class names for its auto labeling, okay? So I already have a labeled structure panel. I already have the selectors on it. I can just start styling now. So I can just start throwing in my styles, right? I go over to service card. Let's do that there. Let's do that there. Fantastic. Let's put this let's get some padding on here. Okay. I didn't have to build the structure of this card. I didn't have to build the structure of this card. I didn't have to do anything, right? And it's already responsive. It's already doing what I want it to do. This is what's great. It feeds me, Etch speaks the language of web development. You could just take the code and put it in and it works, right? And if you tell it to use BIM, because, that's the best approach to naming classes that's ever existed, you get auto labeled structure panels. You get selectors attached. I didn't have to add the selectors. I didn't have to auto BIM it. It's already done. It's already done because our selector system extracts classes from the code. It already knows what you're trying to do. This is fantastic, guys. It's fantastic. I already trained my AI with ACSS and it's working flawless. Yeah, once this thing is trained, it's a wrap, guys. It's a done deal. Game over. Game over. Wait till it can just it will be able to give you the entire list with the cards in a loop, and perhaps even the card as a component. All right. Yeah, this is, and it should move very quickly. It should move very, very quickly. By the way, yes, this is absolutely nuts, tricky shot. Guys, do you understand that AI just authored these blocks for me? Can we just also never forget that everything that you just did in Etch also now exists in the block editor with no effort, with zero effort. I didn't even know what the fuck I was doing. Let me just prompt it. I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know about BIM. They told me BIM was important. Just do the thing with BIM. Let me do it. And now I got potentially custom blocks in here that the client can come edit now. Save. Never forget this layer. Never forget this layer, okay? That no other builder is able to do. Never forget that layer. The whole client editing experience on the back end side, the data liberation, the integration with core WordPress. This is the builder for WordPress, period. Period. End of discussion, end of story. If you're building on WordPress, this is the builder. I will try to build a one-pager with a prompt. Yeah, do it. We want all the tests in the world. We want all of the experimentation in the world to be happening. Custom ACF block people should be happy. Absolutely. We murdered custom ACF blocks. There's just no reason. There's just no reason for it. This is not even a dependency. This is not even a dependency. I'll reiterate again that we're going to have a free open source bridge plugin that anybody can install, and any custom blocks built with Etch will function without an Etch license, without a copy of Etch, they will just function. And anybody can use them, you can share them, you can sell them, anything that you want to do. Can you show them making a pattern in GB workflow? Making a pattern in GB workflow. Welcome, Balcom. Welcome. I'm glad you're here for the smoke. Amanda, can you clarify the request? I'm not sure what you want me to do exactly. Oh, making a like saving it to the pattern library? Is that what you're talking? Save it as a pattern? Okay. So I want to save services list. I have OCD, so I can't allow that to be lowercase. So we're going to say services list, right? And one, I want to save my service card as a pattern. Now, if I make it a component, it will automatically be a pattern. It will be a synced pattern, okay? So if I make it a component, that will be a thing. But what if I want, let's say services section. Let's just whip this up real quick, okay? Services section, and I'm gonna add a container, and this is gonna be my intro. And in there, I'm gonna have a heading, and in there, I'm gonna have a paragraph. And I'm gonna say that my heading is our services, okay? These are our awesome services. Okay, fantastic. Let's just drag that so it's above. Okay, perfect. Hey, this section's looking good. Right click, and what we want to do is create pattern. Okay, and so we say services section, and we could say sections or content, whatever category we want to put it in. Let's go ahead and save that pattern. And now when I go to insert, right, there's my services section pattern right there. So let's say it didn't exist. I'm on another page. I need my services section. Bam! Bam! There's your services section right there. Save to the pattern library. Yes. Ilse, you do need Ilse? I don't know. You do need to catch up on the stream for sure. You don't want to miss this stuff, okay? Can you see a near future where we won't need to learn how to manually build an Etch, but rather how to use AI in Etch? It really depends. It really depends, you know? I think there are things. Here's what I've been doing. Well, there's like it's a blend. It's like, it's a custom experience in a way. So let's say I was starting from scratch. Okay, I want to build a media card. Now you watch me build a media card manually, right? But you actually don't have to build a media card manually. Watch this. I just go media card, bam, and there's already a predefined one in here, which would be like a standard media card, right? And then what I can do is I can just name it and say like portfolio card. And then after I rename it, I can just auto BEM it. And now I have a pre-built portfolio card that I can start to work from. That was faster than me prompting AI for that. And then waiting to see if it was actually gonna return exactly what I wanted. I already knew that there was a predetermined starting point that would be faster to work. So in that case, and I've been doing that a lot lately, right? There's an icon card that's pre-done in here. I mean, you can add tables, you can add lists, ordered lists, unordered lists, headers, right? Header element, header structure, footer, right? You could add a lot of stuff, just bang, just there it is, which is faster than AI. But there are gonna be some things where AI is faster. So it's kind of like tailoring the experience to what you're doing at the time, you know? In what scenario would you suggest converting to a pattern over a component and vice versa? Components are very atomic. So if I had portfolio cards, here's my portfolio list, right? And I say portfolio list, and these are articles. And then I right click and I say convert to list. Now it's all a list. It's got list items, okay? And by the way, I need to, oh, it converted all those, okay? Oh, I didn't need to remove them. It already did it right. So I do display grid, and then I can go auto 3, auto 4, whatever I want to do here. Okay. So this is my portfolio section. Let's get our intro in. Do I have a section intro in here? I don't think I do. Let's go to patterns.etchwp real quick. Let's go section intro, section intro. let's just grab the intro. Is my search in like reverse? It's like, let me find the least relevant things first. Okay. Let's just paste this in. All right, portfolio list, our section intro's in. Now we have a section intro. And this says like our portfolio, and this headline can say, see our work, okay? Bam. Now, I don't want a lead and I don't want a primary or secondary CTA. So I'm gonna hit the props to turn those things off. And now I have this nice little portfolio section. Now in this content wrapper, because I have OCD, I can't allow this to not have proper spacing. So I'm gonna go into my article card, I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna go here, get all this stuff spaced out. Okay, that's a little bit better. Now, the actual card, for sure, create component, okay? And now I'm in my component editor where I can go, I need text, I need media, right? So this is gonna be the title, this is gonna be the description, this is gonna be the image, and then I'm gonna go, actually I'll just choose the default, that's fine. Let's just choose this one for right now. All right, and then I will target this. I'll say this is gonna be the image, this is gonna be the description, this is gonna be the title, okay? Now I've got my portfolio card component. Bing, bam, boom, done, right? Now I get rid of all the static ones and I say, now let's duplicate it with the component being used, or I could loop it, right? But now I'm in an area where I talk about patterns instead of components, okay? So should this section be a component or should it be a pattern? It should be a pattern, not a component. All right, so we're gonna say portfolio section, right click and say create pattern. And portfolio section, and this goes into content. Save pattern, awesome, delete, fantastic. And now I'm on a new page and I'm like, hey, I need that portfolio section. And I go portfolio section, there it is. Or better yet, my client comes in and they're starting a new page and they're like, I need to add one of those portfolio sections, right? Okay, is it in here? There it is right there, portfolio section, bing, bam, boom. They add it from inside Gutenberg and they save, and now they're ready to rock and roll. And now they're building a portfolio for whatever reason, I don't know. But do you see how seamless that is? You see how fast did we whip up that component? How fast, by the way, when we whipped up that component, right? It exposed all those props here, okay? It exposed all these props. These are all workable. These are all workable now. Let's use her instead. This is like lightning fast. This is why the people are like, oh, I can't afford to switch to no, you can't afford not to switch to Etch. You need to be working like this. You need to be working in Era 4. You can't afford not to work in Era 4. That you're losing money hand over fist stuck in Era 3, and you're about 38 minutes away from being completely irrelevant. You can't afford not to be working like this. Okay. Mark Zemansky has kind of convinced me. I'm in the stage where I have to remember to do it, okay? I also do find it to be kind of awkward that you guys don't know when I'm talking to you versus talking to the flow or whatever the fuck it's called. I got to get over that a little bit. Yeah, I mean, you have to be agentic in this era, but their problem is they're so far behind architecturally, right? We're seamlessly block authoring. We are it's agentic, and it has the benefit of automatically block authoring everything that you do. Like, and then we're gonna have the bridge plugin, and then. You know, they're so stuck in old art. You know how much technical debt that they have to get through, and the speed that all of this is happening. It's just it's very difficult. It's very difficult for them to keep up. It's just very difficult. I mean, there are people that always love. They are perfectly fine with being way behind. I mean. Go look at how much, go watch a Divi video and read the comments. I mean, they're going to be like, you can use tokens now. And they're like, praise the Lord. Like, it's like, where have y'all been? What are you praising? What are you praising? There's just, there will be, large groups of those kinds of people where they're just totally fine with being like a decade behind. I don't understand it. I'll never understand it, but it is what it is. They're also fine with, using that system for 5 years and not knowing or learning anything in the process. Like, just being as untrained as they were on day one, they're essentially that much untrained after year 5. They dedicate 5 years of their life to a workflow that teaches them nothing and empowers them to do nothing and is half a decade behind everything. Like, and they're totally okay with it. And, I've heard you shouldn't yuck other people's yum, but I don't know how that's yum. I don't know how that's yummy. I have a hard time my brain doesn't really compute that. Let me remind you, by the way, that if you like dollars, raise your hand if you like dollars, okay? Write dollars in the chat if you like dollars. I'm just gonna tell you, like, I'm gonna give you a way to make dollars right now, okay? Put dollars in the chat if you like dollars. You can't just be listening to the stream on the side. I know there's 162 people here. A lot of them are probably working. They're trying to work. They're just listening to me on the side. They're peeking a little bit over here. But I want you to put dollars in the chat. And I got to wait for it because there's a little bit of a delay. But if you want to know dollars, put dollars in the chat. Because I'm gonna tell you how Etch you buy Etch, I will tell you how to make your money back in minute number 1. In minute number 1, you'll have all the money back and you will have much more beyond that. This is for all the people, I can't afford to switch to Etch. Can't afford to switch to Etch. What do you mean you can't afford to switch? You can't afford not to switch. I'm gonna make all your money back and more in the first minute of ownership. Okay, maybe 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, I don't know. Okay. There's a lot of dollars in the chat. Now the dollars are streaming, okay? Here's what you do. You build a section like this. Now, I would maybe spend a little more time. Make it a little bit more pretty. Make it look how a client would expect it to look, okay? Put a little style into it. But I want you, is this a guarantee? Dude, it's 100% a guarantee. It's 100%. If you have existing clients, do you have some existing clients? Did you build a brick site for them? Did you build a breakdance site for them? Did you build an oxygen site for them? If yes, this is guaranteed money. This is guaranteed money. It's like an ATM. You might as well, let's call it an ATM. Okay. You build a little section like this. You make it pretty. You ring. Hey, Bev. Hey, Bev, I got something. Especially the more Bev they are, the more this will convert, okay? Hey, Bev, I have something really, really important to show you. Super critical. Want to know, do you have 10 minutes of time? Okay, it's about your website, and it's about your ability to edit parts of your website, okay, and the experience. Because what you've probably done with Bev is you've added 1,000 custom fields, or you're using ACF flexible content, or you're using all these other crazy, approaches to client editing. Or worse yet, you're giving them builder access. The fuck? What? Okay, let's calm down. Ring, get on the Zoom with Bev, and you show her this, and you go, Bev, we're now using a platform that integrates natively and seamlessly with core WordPress. And this actually becomes your editing experience, where it's literally as easy as just seeing what you're doing, touching it, and changing the content, okay? I'm Bev, right? This is my bio. And then you could swap the photo if it's a new team member, whatever you need to do, okay? Bing, bam, boom. Bev, this is the new editing experience that we're able to deliver, but we have to build it with this platform. Now, your website has been around for 3 years now. It needs a refresh anyway, Bev. Okay, let's be honest. Things have come a long way over the last 3 years, but this new editing experience you're absolutely going to love. And Bev is like, absolutely, we're gonna love that. By the way, this is what people are already doing in the inner circle. There's been posts about it, and they're like, I'm getting on clients left and right, and they're like, yes, yes, let's rebuild. I want that client editing experience. Yes, 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 let's rebuild. Direct money, 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 ATM machine, okay? So all you gotta do is show them the editing experience. Just show them that this is what it's like. Show them that they can remove this pattern and add it. Show a marketer that they can use landing page patterns that you've built in the pattern library to assemble an entire PPC landing page. Go show them that, and they'll be like, I need that. I need that. Where do I sign for that? Money. Direct money. Direct money, okay? It's just working. It's just working. They love it. When they see it, they love it. And they sign on for an entire rebuild of their site, especially if it's already, 2-3 years old. Especially they've been dicking around in WP admin and your custom fields and doing your ACF flexible content nonsense. Show them pre-populated landing page templates. Have you guys seen that yet? I'm not going to show you right now. But if you haven't seen that yet, that's a possibility too. That's a game changer. So I'm literally doing that, LMAO. I closed 2 guys like this. I have a blueprint that I show to all of them. Yeah. So when will the paragraph inputs on the Gutenberg side become a text area versus single line input? When will the paragraph inputs? We'll have we're either gonna have like a markdown situation or a some sort of like. Now, you kind of need to be careful. Like usually with components like that, you're not doing multi-paragraph. Like you wouldn't want a multi-paragraph bio inside of a card. That'd be very dangerous. That would be not fantastic. So for the most part, you don't need them all that much. But there will be like a markdown module that converts into rich text essentially. Then share your affiliate link to purchase Etch. Yeah, you can actually sell clients on using Etch without even owning Etch. Like you could just tell them to buy the license. Hey, buy the $99 a year license, and then you just do it for them, like in Etch. Or you can, and by the way, just sell it to them with your affiliate link. That way they own the license, and you didn't put up any money up front, and now you build their site in Etch, and you also made a kickback on the sale. There's a lot of ways to play this. The bottom line is that you must understand that this is how modern development gets done in WordPress. The idea that you're using WordPress and not using Etch doesn't make any sense anymore. Doesn't make any sense. It's Agentic now. Give it a few weeks, and it's going to be doing shit you couldn't dream of. And then all that converts to blocks for a client editing experience. And then that opens the door to the entire ecosystem through a free bridge plugin. And guys, this is it's like, not everybody can like foresee the future. Now we all can't we don't have a crystal ball. Okay. AI is fucking radical. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen next week. So one of the points that I should get across is like, you need a team that's fucking on their toes. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't be, I feel like I'm talking to my softball team. Hey, we're stuck in the mud, guys. Hey, we're flat-footed, guys. We got to be up on our toes. We got to be looking athletic, right? A lot of these systems out here, a lot of these other page builders, they're not looking very athletic. They're not looking up on their toes. They're not looking ready for the moment, okay? And that ball gets hit to them, and we got to error, okay? We got to miss. We're not there. We're not where we need to be, okay? That's what it's looking like right now. There's one team on its toes, ready to go, anticipating. I talk to my team about that all the time too, my softball team, right? We got to anticipate the play. We got to anticipate what's going on, right? If we're a runner, we got to anticipate where the ball's going to be, okay? Anticipation, very important. There's a lot of not anticipation going on. There's a lot of not being on our toes, not being ready. You can also play offense versus defense, okay? A lot of defense going on right now. You want to be with the team playing offense. That's what I'm saying. You want to be with the team that is clearly playing offense. Bridge plugin question mark. Yeah, we've talked about this before. Imagine that you don't have Etch, but you want to use anything that's ever been built with Etch, and you don't even have a license, and maybe you don't even want a license. Maybe you're a bev. Maybe you're a bev. There's this whole template thing for Gutenberg that you want to buy. You don't know it was built with Etch even, but when you buy it, it comes with this plugin that says, hey, you need this plugin installed. It's free, and you could get it in the repo actually. The minute you install that plugin, it's not Etch, it's an Etch bridge plugin. And everything that was built with Etch just starts working. Components, loops, logic, CSS, HTML, PHP, boom, done deal. And anybody can install it and anybody can use anything built with Etch. Like, just imagine that. Okay. Do we need to see anything else on the AI side? So what should we expect like to come in the coming weeks? One is like the first thing would probably be it is conversation aware. So it's aware of the conversation and you can have conversations with it. So it's more like an AI that you would expect to interact with in this day and age. That would be probably number one. Number two is it just has better training. It has better training on what are the expected responses, what is the correct response. Hey, if you're gonna give a loop and that loop's gonna have an argument, the config you gave for the loop better be set up with that argument, you know, that kind of stuff. Crossing the T's, dotting the I's. The next step after that would be, I'm not just asking it questions, I'm telling it to do things. Hey, yeah, go ahead and actually build that thing for me. Add those things to the DOM. I wanna see them. I wanna see them come to life. And then interacting in a way where, imagine you go, hey, you're clicking on, let's go edit this component, right? I want to add padding to this entire card. So I know I can, I mean, this is not hard. This is not hard, right? Okay. But I could ask AI, hey, I want to add small padding. I want to add small padding to my portfolio card. And it grabs this selector and adds this thing for you. Uses the token you wanted to use. It understands the framework that you're using. If you're not using a framework, it understands your preferences, okay? Probably based on preferences you've put into the mini GUI. And it just does the things that you want and need it to do relevant to the project that you are currently working on at the time. Hey, I want to add an image prop. I want to add an image to this card and I want to add an image prop to control the image with the prop. Okay, magic. This is my magic wand. That's why I don't know. I can't explain. I don't know why I do that for a magic, but that's my magic wand. That's the like thinking, you know, emoji. It just happens. All these things can just happen potentially. What if you build something and you didn't use BIM and you're like, well, I don't know what's going on in this structure panel. What the fuck are all those things? And you just type to it, hey, do you mind labeling my structure panel items for me? Send, oh yeah, sure. And it renames your structure panel items. All of that is gonna be coming. And for those who are like, do I have to use OpenAI? No, you'll be able to have Claude. Hey, I wanna use Opus 4.6 to do all this stuff. I wanna use, name your model, whatever, right? There's so much to talk about though. We also have so many unanswered things. And that's where, yes, there you go. Hey, we gotta hire this guy. No more magic areas, just magic wands. Okay. I see you, Andre. I see you. Okay, it's a carousel with similar content. You tweak it a bit, works as a slider. Okay, great slider. Yeah, it'll. If you're using ACSS, it'll be trained on ACSS. Yes. Okay, I got to get out of here in about 5 minutes. Let's just finish up with some Q&A. I'm gonna go hashtag. If you have a last minute question, get it in right now. Hashtag Q. How can I add a slider? Well, you can just go get one, okay? From the pattern library, there is a slider on there. There's other people who have sliders that they've shared for free and are selling. Those are all options. You can also have AI build you one. Will we have master and children license system in the future? WP Vivid. That's a question for the SureCart team. We use SureCart licensing system. I would love it, for sure. I would love it. We need to get on them about adding that as a possibility. How to export a pattern so that I can save it on a website, making it available to import when building new sites. There will be a remote pattern system coming, a remote pattern system. Can you show us the new recipes? Yeah, like tooltip and something else. So I think I can expand recipes here. So tooltip, bang. So now what I just added is an entire tooltip system, okay? So with one little recipe, I just added a tooltip system where now I can, and it uses, I wouldn't use this like production-wise yet, unless you don't care about backward compatibility because it uses new anchor positioning syntax. But I now can go add a tooltip to anything I want and I will get working tooltips. And I can manipulate each tooltip with these variables right here. And I just added this to my global style sheet so it's available on, project-wide, essentially. That's one of the new recipes. What else was there? Change log. Wait, that's 1.1. We need 1.2. Okay. Undo, redo, concentric radius, reverse. We already kind of went over that. Oh, hover, exclude, touch. So if I want to hover this card, for example, let's go into component editor. All right, so I want this card to hover. But, so you know you can do like hover, right? What we need though sometimes is I only want it to hover on hoverable devices, which means do not hover on touch devices. Do not, like on a phone, if somebody's clicking, don't do the hover style stuff because that's confusing, okay? Just, they click, that's it. Just don't show them hover styles. So that requires a special instruction that a lot of people can't remember, but there's a recipe for it where we do hover, exclude, touch. Let me come in here. So you have hover, which will give you hover. You have hover, focus, visible, which gives you hover, focus, visible, which means if I hover or I focus on it, do the same thing, right? Then there is hover, oops, I did the wrong, I did a comment. Hover, hover, exclude, hold on. Where did it go? Hover, exclude. Dude, I cannot type right now. Where did it go? I was just there in the list. I did that and it screwed something up. Hold on, I can't type. I got the fattest finger. Dude, I got the fattest fingers on earth right now. Oh, okay. I'm hitting command instead of shift. Dude, my brain is not there. Okay, so hover. Dude, what? I think I'm stroking out. It could be I'm stroking out. I don't know where the recipe went. Let me refresh. Got a little hiccup. Okay, we can do it anywhere. I guess I'll go back in the component editor. We'll go back to where we were. Wait a minute. That's the section intro. Okay, there we go. We're in the portfolio card. Thank you. Okay, hover, exclude touch. Oh, I see why. Okay, there's a typo in the actual name of the recipe. That's why. See, it doesn't have a colon. So when you do the colon to kind of search for your pseudos, it doesn't show up. Okay, I gotta fix the typo. Okay, but it's hover, exclude, touch, bang. And now you get at media, hover, and at pointer, fine. The difference is it's a media query. It's not like the hover pseudo class. And this is what, a lot of people have a hard time not only remembering, but like typing this all out. Nobody wants to do that. So if you wanted to hover, but exclude touch, you just choose the hover, exclude, touch recipe and boom, it's done for you. And then you can put your stuff in there. So that's one. Definitely want to remember that one. It's very common. What was the comment? What was the shortcut for comment in CSS? Oh, you don't know that? Okay, I got you, fam. Watch this. Let's say you want to test. I was actually showing this to Nick the other day on his live stream because he had a whole block of code and he was like, I think I want to go in a different direction. Well, remember styling inputs? Hey, guys, remember those old dinosaur things called styling inputs where you would do a bunch of things and be like, I think I want to go in a different direction. But what if I want to come back to this? I don't want to lose this direction that I went. Well, watch this. Okay, now go in a new direction. I just commented out that entire block. Now I'll just go in a new direction. And then if I want to come back to this direction, I'll delete or comment out my new direction, come back here and go, I would like to go back to this direction. Thank you. So you can activate and deactivate code blocks, like entire line. This is why, this is the benefit of using the language of the thing you're doing and not doing proprietary bullshit. Just use the language. Just master the language, okay? So you can comment in or out. You could work around the comments. Okay, so to answer your question, command /. It just works both ways. Turn it on, turn it off. You can do it on a single line. Bang. You want to see what a single line does or doesn't do? Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Just toggle it. You can watch it in real time in here. Okay. Portfolio card. Am I even doing anything in this portfolio card? Like if this was a row, ooh, it looked like that, right? Or I'm like, what does it do by default if I don't have flex direction column? It defaults to row. And you could just go back and forth like this, right? See, what does it look like without these styles? Oh, that's ugly. I mean, look what we did with just 3 lines of CSS. Wow. Okay. And you're able to just peek and see and work around and come back and do whatever you want to do. So now I know it works, but I have no clue how to do it. I just told you. Maybe you sent that before I told you. Bloody Mac users, yeah. You could use control. I think control obviously would do the same thing. Control would do the same thing. Okay. I don't know how to do that. Does Ecamm? I don't think Ecamm does this. I've kind of been wanting it for a while. I don't think Ecamm has it as an option. You gave the customer unique license and case. Okay. All right. Let's go to #IQ. Back to our questions. I cannot paste multiple sections. Is that right? You can. You kind of can. There's a little bit. Yeah, it takes a little bit of a finagle. Okay. So watch this. If I duplicate, I'm gonna wrap in div, and then I'm going to duplicate. So these are your multiple sections that you want, right? Okay. And you're like, can I copy all of those? Yeah, you absolutely can. Just grab all that code right there. And now you want to paste them, right? You can't really paste them because it only allows one root level. But if you have this div here and then you paste inside the div, I didn't actually copy it to my clipboard because I'm an idiot. But if you had copied it to your clipboard, you can paste inside the div and then just remove the div, okay? So just drag them out of the div essentially. It's a little bit of a workaround. Very soon you will be able to just copy seamlessly multiple sections or multiple top level elements as we call them. But right now there is the slight workaround of, yeah, just throw a div in there. Once you have a div, that's the parent thing. You can put an infinite amount of children, right? Even if those children are technically supposed to be top level, and then just make those things top level. And then just discard your temporary div. Okay. I started using a Mac and now always Command Q all my valuable stuff anyway. I really should make a quality of life video about small things that will save. You should, Nick. You should. I would like to see that actually. I would like to see that. I'm sure a lot of that one's going to do views. Hey, if you make it really good, I'll put it at like on our official channel. Like as a link to yours, or like put on our website somewhere in our community, you know? We drive some views to you. We can drive some views to you. Okay. Let's go to #Q. I think there was a couple left. When I delete the div, same issue, a multiple level message. All you do is drag them out. Okay, let's try this again. So let me do my div first, okay? So here's my div. I'm gonna put a section, and you gotta drag it inside so it's in there, okay? Let's do this. Let's copy, okay? So I have them. Let's make sure my clipboard's working. Now we have a blank slate. Add a div, bang. Come in here, paste. There's all my sections, and just drag this out. Just drag them out. It's not the proposed workflow, right? By the way, someone mentioned that it's a little sticky when these things are open. If you close it, it's seamless. So if you try to drag a whole open ass group, yeah, it's a little janky. If you just close it, it'll seamlessly go. And then I don't need my div anymore. And now I got all these top level sections that I pasted in from somewhere else, Is it the final answer? No. It's like a dirt road to getting there. But it also, it takes like 8 seconds, and then you did what you want to do. It'll get cleaned up. It'll get made better for sure. Can the AI build this is a joke from the last stream, I think. Say I'm working on structure, semantics. I add a dynamic image. It used to be, it would appear 600 by 400. Now it goes full content width. So I'm cooking. I have this huge image to scroll past. I don't see the rest of your question. I liked where the question was going. Where did the rest of it go? I don't see the rest of it. Okay. I don't know. You'll have to ask again. Will props have a condition based on other props so not to show 20 props? 100%. Yeah, 100%. I mean, I personally want that. Like, I've wanted that for a while now. I haven't prioritized it because there's just so many critical things that we got to do before that. But like personally, yeah, it bugs me that I can't conditionally logic the props. How does undo redo affect the speed of etch? Any slowdowns after long use? Any upper limit to how much you can go back? That's why it's experimental. That's why we released it. It's a week old. Like, it's not even a week old. It's the architecture is a week old. The actual new release is 3 hours old. We want you guys to use it. Go build complex pages. Go undo, redo stuff on complex pages. See if there's any performance implications. The reason we re-architected it already is the first iteration had a performance issue. And so we re-architected it, and now it appears to not have a performance issue, but we're not gonna know until 1,000 people go put it through its paces. And that's why you guys are so important to the process. That's why we release these things and go, hey, go use this stuff. Because you're gonna find out, I think, faster than us in a lot of ways. Not to mention, let's be clear, like, performance issues it's not a binary, it's not a Boolean, it's not black and white. I might have 0 performance issues on ZipWP or GridPane or any number of other servers, but you're using some other, setup that we've never used before personally. And for some reason on yours is choking up and ours isn't choking up. Now we got to go explore yours. Hey, what's going on? Oh, it doesn't like this little part of the architecture. Okay, we can see why it doesn't like that little part of the architecture, even though that little part of the architecture, not a problem on anybody else's installs. Let's see if we can fix it up. Now we send it over to you and you go, now that's fixed. That's great. Fantastic. We go, awesome. All right, let's move on with our lives. This is the process of software development, especially, remember, by the way, guys, these are issues that Webflow, Wix, Squarespace, they don't have to worry about this shit because there's one hosting solution scenario and they force you into it and they make you pay for it. WordPress is a fucking free-for-all. It's a Wild West. We have to make this shit work across everybody's different setups and servers and all that stuff. And the only way we can do that is by putting it in your hands and getting your feedback. Can we get fold, unfold on just section? I mean, isn't that what this is? Now there is another thing coming to this, which is, what was the third option? There was a third option we were talking about. Can't remember it off the top of my head right now, but there was a third option. I think it's when there's a lot of things in here, like, like, what if I just go a bunch of, sorry, I didn't mean to add an attribute. Div. Like, there's just multiple things that, like, I mean, you could already collapse certain ones. Oh, I think it's like, maybe it was just like expand top levels only or something. There was some like third preference that people might want for this folding action that we were talking about adding. I can't remember it exactly right now, but it's kicking around in the system as a ticket. Where does your AI demo from a few months ago fit into the AI plan? Is that level like a V1 if this is a V.25? No, I don't. That's level 2, but it doesn't correspond to like the versioning. Like this, I think Reinhardt, like, you know, just to make this very clear, was like, hey guys, this is V.1, okay? According to them, it'll be smarter next week, and it will likely be conversational next week. The week after that, I would expect it to be able to add things to the canvas. So what you saw in my teaser, my hope would be that we're within 2 to 3 weeks of that all being a possibility. Now, then there's the different layers of, can it actually build loops in the loop manager? Can it build a component? Can it, that shit probably is a little bit further down the line for sure. But just building stuff in the canvas, it's not, I mean, guys, Etch just talks HTML and CSS and JavaScript. Like, it's not, this isn't that complicated. It's more complicated for the proprietary builders because they got to teach it all their language and stuff. And I think we might actually teach it our JSON language. We might teach it our JSON language because our JSON language can do everything at once. Our JSON language can build a card in a loop while putting the loop in the loop manager at the same time. And our JSON language speaks components, architecture. It kind of does everything. So we might even just teach it our JSON and go from there. I don't know yet. We don't know yet. You know as much as we do. Because we're 2 weeks into the we're 1 week into the implementation, really. We're figuring this stuff out as we go, doing it in pieces. Yeah, the block authoring is unmatched. I don't know what Bill Darius showcased last night. I have no idea. I mean, if you want me to give props to another team, I think what Bill Darius is doing is 5 times more exciting than what Bricks is doing. I think that they're on the same page. They're on the they think in similar ways. You know, they're very excited to be Era 4. You know, they want to be Era 4. And I think we established what Era 4 means and what Era 4 looks like. And I told everybody, I was like, look, there's going to be other Era 4 tools that come along. There has to be. There has to be. You either die or you become Era 4, right? Right now, I think what you're seeing in the market is a lot of pushback against Era 4, where like, you know, Divi is fully committed. For Divi, what is it, 5.0, 15? What version are they? They've been building Divi for 19 years. Divi is like, I think they're trying to solidify, like, no, Era 3 can still be cool. You know, Oxygen. Era 3 can still be cool, guys. We just copy Webflow's UI and it should be, that will work, right? Same thing with Bricks, I think. Bill Darius is, I think, the one that's most being like, yeah, you gotta have code access. You gotta be agentic. You gotta have really powerful loops and architecture and conditional logic and so on and so forth. They would be the team that's most closely aligned with Era 4, in my opinion. Okay, let me go back to the chat. I think we answered enough questions. They showcase recursive loops. I mean, yeah, I think recursive loops are actually important to have. Will there be a contextual menu that can be accessed by right-clicking within the canvas? It's something we've talked about, yeah. I mean, I don't know exactly what we would want it to do yet that you can't already do, but It's been discussed. It's been discussed. Expand top levels or close all sub levels would be helpful. Yes. It was something along those lines. I don't remember the exact specifics. I'm a heavily addicted to Etch. I need more and more. Yeah, I mean, that's the best. There's really two best pieces of feedback that we continuously get. The first one is, this is the way it should have always been. I mean, whenever you build software and somebody's reaction is, this is the way it should have always been. I mean, that makes you feel pretty good. The second is, and there's been multiple people now, like, and name any builder. I mean, name any of them. Like, I used Etch for a project, then I tried to go back to the other ones, and I'm like, I can't, it's impossible. It's just not even, it's not even in the cards. It's not even in the cards. And that's why most people will be like, I'm sticking with, they haven't even used it. They haven't even used it. So yeah, congratulations. I'm glad you're sticking with era 3, but you don't know anything to inform anybody else. Like, your opinion has no value because you don't even know what era 4 looks like or feels like. It's just empty nonsense. Like, consistently what we see is, I used it for one project. I can't use anything else now. I'm like, I can't use that. It's just how it is. Like, it's literally fucking fun. It's literally like, I want to go and build something. Like, this is too much fun. The way we're building, like, go look at what people are building and sharing for free inside the Etch community. It's crazy. I mean, very high level stuff. I also, like, I brag a little bit about, like, we seem to have, I mean, it's a natural consequence of, like, just not dumbing everything down, like every other, builder pretty much tries to do. And it's just like, hey, let's just speak the language of web development. Let's just give people access to the code. Let's just do things the way that they're supposed to be done. And what it has done, which is awesome, has attracted, like, the highest caliber users in the WordPress ecosystem. So you go into our community and somebody asks for help, like a really technical shit. Guys, I'm trying to do this CPT with, I got 18 custom fields. I'm trying to do conditional logic inside this prop and Like, they're asking insanely technical questions, and there's like 5 responses of people just like, hey, you need to do this. Like, that, you don't see that kind of stuff in other communities. Like, the level of just support you can get from the other people in the eco is unmatched. And that's so insanely valuable in itself. Like, it's literally attracting, like, mass talent in one little community. And I can't tell you how valuable that is. Yeah, like, Andre just made a toast notification component. And once you see, the more complex stuff you build, the more you appreciate not bouncing around from place to place and panel to panel and accordion to accordion and modal to modal and oh God, that stuff will make you want to jump off a bridge. Once you have just worked in an interface where everything is available at all times and everything is a touch away and it speaks the language and you can't go back. You can't. It's impossible. It's too much freedom. It's too much joy. All right. I think I gotta get out of here. I gotta go on a walk. Guys, I'm trying to get my bikini body back, okay? I'm trying to walk daily. I'm trying to eat right. I'm on 0 alcohol. Just gotta take care, okay? Gotta get back. A little P90X or something. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I got a nice boxing bag and I got nowhere to put it right now. And I'm itching for it. I'm thinking about, let me just tell you this before I go personally, fucking hate running. Always hated running. But I think I might just do it because I might be like, you hate it, you should do it. You probably should do it just because you hate it. You probably should. As a discipline, you should probably do it. Build up to a 5K. My body hates running. I am built like a fucking sprinter. If you've ever seen me, I have a sprinter build, okay? I don't have this lanky danky, let's run 15 miles every morning kind. No, my body hates that. I got muscle, okay? Like thighs, they're ready to sprint, dog, okay? They're not built for cross country, okay? So when I jog, I got a solid 500 yards, okay? And then gas tank's like, hey, buddy, hey, we might need to slow down a little bit. So I think I need to force myself. I need to force myself to get into the 5K territory, maybe daily. As a discipline, I'm gonna try to do it. I've had shin splints in the past. I don't wanna get those. If you got any tips for me, if you're a runner, I need some running support, okay? If you're a runner, I need to hear from you probably, okay? Ping me on social, tell me what I need to know. Keep in mind, I'm not built for this. I'm not built for this, okay? I'm doing something I'm not built for. I'm fully aware of that. I need your help. I need your help. Try fasting for at least 12 hours. I'm doing OMAD, okay? I'm doing OMAD, that's 1 meal a day on many days. The days I got softball practice to run, I can't be OMADing right now, or I'll be falling out. Have blood sugar issues. I'm only one coach. They can't lose me, okay? So I gotta eat lunch before, those nights I'm gonna have softball practice. But the off days, I'm doing OMAD. All right, I gotta slim this down. I gotta get things back under control. Look, my husband ran 100 miles every month in 2017. He doesn't run that much now, but still runs 5 days a week. Okay, I need some tips from him then. I hate getting hangovers, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah, look, the alcohol is not working for me. It used to. I hit 43, my body's like, I don't know what that is, but we can't do that anymore. Okay, sleep's all fucked up. If I drink, it's body's not liking it anymore. So I was just like, all right, we can be done with that, no problem. And then running is, it's just, especially right now, I'm in Florida, dude. It's what is it, February 20th? It's 75 degrees outside. And it's just perfect weather. You go out in the morning, it's so easy to get a run in. I got no excuses. And I got to get in shape before the heat will actually kill you. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're not conditioned for it. Trying to run on concrete. Well, fuck, that's all there is out here. I don't what run on soil than flatter shoes. Okay. Maybe I'll find some trails. But we are in Florida. I mean, we got panthers, we got gators, we got snakes, we got coyotes, we got everything you can imagine. I don't know how safe that is. It is incredible how much alcohol affects sleep. It was giving me like apnea. It was giving me the shakes. It was giving me the like I'd feel like I was vibrating a little bit at night. I'm like, damn, my body is not like this shit. So it's never done that before. It's never done that before. I was always able to. I'm Irish. After all, should be able to handle it. Getting weak, guys. I'm getting weak. That's the thing. I'm trying to get this. These are all signals. These are all signals. Things are getting a little weak. All right, I gotta get out of here. I love you guys. I'll be back soon. Okay, peace.